Look, Donald Trump has done a number of abhorrent stunts that we've covered and called out here on the MeidasTouch network, but this may just be the most abhorrent of them all. Going to a wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery at Section 60, one of the most sacred sites, bringing a crew of people to film it, which is against all of the rules at Arlington Cemetery. And then when the cemetery staff members tried to enforce the rule and told Donald Trump and campaign staffers, you really can't filming, there was a physical altercation that took place where Donald Trump campaign staffers had this physical altercation. It's being reported with cemetery staff members who were just trying to enforce the rules. And then when Donald Trump's campaign was asked to comment about this altercation that took place, Stephen Chung, who is Donald Trump's campaign spokesperson, accused the cemetery staff of having mental health issues, and that's what the issue was, attacking the cemetery staff for Donald Trump's publicity stunt. Now, at this wreath-laying ceremony following the really tragic 3-year mark where veterans and soldiers in Afghanistan were killed, I think it is important also to reflect that it was Donald Trump and Mike Pompeo who cut the deal with the Taliban. You can see the photo right here of Mike Pompeo and the Trump administration next to the Taliban to release 5,000 Taliban soldiers. And they excluded the Afghan government at that time from being involved in the deal at all. And then when the Taliban soldiers were released from their imprisonment and incarceration, they immediately took over Afghanistan. And then Donald Trump, we reported here on the MeidasTouch network, essentially used this as a poison pill for the future administration. And while Donald Trump said that he was going to withdraw troops from Afghanistan, Donald Trump never had the courage to do so. President Biden ultimately had the courage to follow through and remove American troops from Afghanistan. And then Donald Trump and MAGA politicized this horrible tragedy that frankly stems from a deal, the worst deal that Donald Trump cut with the Taliban. It was the Trump administration deal. Here's the story just from NPR. You can see it right here. Trump campaign staff had an altercation with official at Arlington National Cemetery. 2 members of Donald Trump's campaign staff had a verbal and physical altercation Monday with an official at Arlington National Cemetery where the former president participated in a wreath-laying ceremony. NPR has learned a source with knowledge of the incident said the cemetery official tried to prevent Trump staffers from filming and photographing in a section where recent U.S. casualties are buried. The source said Arlington officials made it clear that only cemetery staff members would be authorized to take photographs or film in the area known as Section 60. But Trump did not take that no as an answer, and then they literally pushed forward physically. When the cemetery official tried to prevent Trump campaign staff from entering Section 60, campaign staff of Donald Trump verbally abused and then physically pushed the official aside, according to the source. Trump participated in this event, marking the 3rd anniversary of the deadly attack on U.S. troops in Afghanistan, which I talked about before. In a statement to NPR, Stephen Chung, the Trump campaign spokesman, strongly rejected the notion of a physical altercation, adding, "We are prepared to release footage if such defamatory claims are made." That footage has not been released to date. As the NPR article says, the Trump campaign declined to make that footage immediately available. The fact is that a private photographer was permitted on the premises, and for whatever reason, an unnamed individual, this is what Trump campaign statement is, an unnamed individual clearly suffering from a mental health episode decided to physically block members of Trump's team during a very solemn ceremony, Chung said in the statement. In a statement to NPR, Arlington National Cemetery said it can confirm there was an incident and a report was filed. In other words, the cemetery staff filed an incident report against Trump's campaign for physically attacking them and verbally assaulting them.
If you have sensitive skin, you know how hard it can be to find a product that doesn't cause irritation. But today's sponsor, OneSkin, makes it easy. Their topical supplements are formulated with soothing ingredients and natural antioxidants. Plus, they're gentle enough to to use every day, even if you have sensitive skin. Founded by an all-woman team of scientists, OneSkin's products are backed by extensive lab and clinical data to validate their efficacy and safety on all skin types. Not only that, they're the first and only skin longevity company to target cellular senescence, a key hallmark of aging. Their topical supplements are the easiest way to keep your skin healthy and hydrated without the harsh ingredients or irritation often found in other skincare products. For a limited time, you could try OneSkin for 15% off using the code Meidas when you check out at oneskin.co. Give your skin the scientifically proven gentle care it deserves with OneSkin. Treating the symptoms rather than the root causes of aging has long been the norm. Most skincare available on the market is designed to provide a temporary reduction in visible signs of aging, addressing just the surface symptoms of an underlying decline in skin health. In a third-party 12-week clinical study performed by a third-party research organization, OS01 Face was clinically proven to strengthen the skin barrier, improve skin health markers, and diminish visible signs of aging. Wrinkles were diminished by 87% of users. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. Get started today with 15% off using code Meidas at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with code Meidas. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
Federal law prohibits political campaign or election-related activities within Army National Military cemeteries to include photographers, content creators, or any other persons attending for purposes or in direct campaign or in a direct support of a partisan political candidate's campaign. According to the statement, Arlington National Cemetery reinforced and widely shared this law and its prohibitions with all participants, but Donald Trump did not care. The MeidasTouch network, we got the following photos as well, and you can see all of Trump's staff right there, all violating the required etiquette, which prohibits them from using their cell phones. They're in areas that are restricted. You can see them right there. You see we've circled it with all these people who work for Donald Trump on their phones. And you could see the arrows that we're drawing there. All of that is a violation of the law and a violation of the policy at the National Cemetery. Now, we've covered here a lot of stunts by Donald Trump, right? When he went into the non-union factory in Michigan and pretended that it was a union factory, and then had people say union workers for Donald Trump when it was not filled with union workers at all. We talked about when Donald Trump did the fake bodega stunt in Harlem, but filled it with the young Republicans. We talked about these stunts where Donald Trump would have he'd get hugged at a Chick-fil-A by a black lady who actually worked for the Republican Party, and then they would use it as like support to say, look, a black lady hugged Donald Trump. There must be support there. When Donald Trump went to a black church in Detroit and filled it with white MAGA supporters, and then claimed that he had support of like the black community in Detroit and broad more broadly in Michigan. Like, we've covered all of those various stunts. This may be the most reprehensible. And this follows, of course, Donald Trump making the statement that he said giving the Medal of Freedom, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, to his donors is better than people who receive, veterans who receive the Medal of Honor, because when you receive the Medal of Honor, according to Donald Trump, you are injured or you're badly beaten up or you're dead, because it's often given posthumously. And he goes, I'd much rather get the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Here, play this clip.
I have to say, Miriam, I watched Sheldon sitting so proud in the White House when we gave Miriam the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That's the highest award you can get as a civilian. It's the equivalent of the Congressional Medal of Honor, but civilian version. It's actually much better because everyone gets the Congressional Medal of Honor. That's soldiers. They're either in very bad shape because they've been hit so many times by bullets, or they're dead. She gets it, and she's a healthy, beautiful woman. It's very... And they're rated equal.
Here's what Donald Trump's statements were about John McCain, saying that he prefers people who go to war who are not captured. Here, you can play this clip.
He hit me. He's not a war hero.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's
in
a war
BFW
hero because he
camp.
was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Do you
He's a
agree
war
with
hero.
that?
And here's Donald Trump 2 days ago calling his military generals who worked for him, including General John Kelly, 4-star general who Donald Trump then hired as his chief of staff. Donald Trump calls him stupid. He calls the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, a dumb and a stupid person. Here, you can play this clip right here.
But Milley was a stupid person, very stupid. But, you know, we have great generals, but Milley was stupid. Guys like John Kelly are he's one of the dumbest people I've ever met.
I mean, real horrific stuff right there. Donald Trump previously posted that General Milley should get the death penalty for not supporting Donald Trump or something, or speaking out against a policy by Donald Trump, or Donald Trump's behavior. Donald Trump said that, here's the tweet that Donald Trump made, that in the past that former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, would be tried with treason. Why don't I conclude this video, though, by showing you what former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Milley, had to say about Donald Trump upon his retirement. Here, watch this.
To a country. We don't take an oath to a tribe. We don't take an oath to a religion. We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator. We don't take an oath to an individual. We take an oath to the Constitution, and we take an oath to the idea that is America, and we're willing to die to protect it. Every soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, Guardian, and Coast Guardsman, each of us commits our very life to protect and defend that document, regardless of personal price.
So we will keep you posted here, of course, on the MeidasTouch Network. But what a despicable stunt by Donald Trump. Hit subscribe. I want to get to 3 million subscribers, and I think we can get there today.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.